Hello everyone! Today our group will be discussing about the different types and functions of communication. But before we start, let me introduce to you ourselves first. My name is Cherry Rose Arosol. I am the leader of the group.
Hi guys, this is Erica Mijarito.
I am Maricris Gallo.
Hi, I am Elena Pamahusay.
I am Candice Dorothy Lato.
Hi, I'm Fritz Angel Gungog. I'm the secretary.
I am Marla Liston.
And,
And we are the group. Just a quick review from the previous discussion, which is the definition of communication. Communication is an act of transferring information from one place, person, or group to another, and it involves a sender, a message, and a recipient. So why do we need to learn communication? And what are the ways used to transfer information? So for today, we will be going to discuss the functions and the types of communication. The functions of communication is very important in an organization. Just simply informing a person or a group already provides a data and information so that they can make a wise and educated decision. And it can be an upward, downward, or an horizontal informing. For types of communication, types of communication are the different ways on how to transfer information, and the types of communication have the same goal. Yes, the same goal, and that is to disseminate information in a clear and concise manner. So to further elaborate the functions and the types of communication, this will be going to discussed by my other groupmates.
Hi guys, this is Erica Mijarito again, and I'm here to discuss the types of communication. There are four main types of communication that we use on a daily basis: the verbal, non-verbal, written, and visual. And these are the several different ways we use to share information or communicate with one another. So the first type of communication is the verbal communication. Verbal communication is the use of language to transfer information through speaking or sign language. It is one of the most common types as it is often used during presentations, video conferences, phone calls, meetings, and one-on-one conversations or the face-to-face conversation. Verbal communication is important because it is efficient. So this type of communication is considered as efficient and one of the most common type of communication that we use, as every day we are communicating with others through face-to-face conversations, in our virtual classes, and sometimes just with texting somebody we know. Now, sign language here is considered as verbal simply because an idea or an information is being conveyed through sign language. The second type of communication is the nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication is the use of body language, eye contact, or the lack of eye contact thereof, posture, gestures, facial expressions, and other ways people can communicate without using language. It can be used both intentionally and unintentionally. Nonverbal communication is helpful when trying to understand others' thoughts and feelings. Nonverbal communication is when you are conveying a message to someone, whether intentional or unintentional, without saying a word. It is where a person can basically understand the meaning of your gestures, body language, facial expressions, and etc. without saying a word. For example, when you are constantly tapping your pen or biting your nails could mean that you are nervous. The third type of communication is the written communication. Written communication is the act of writing, typing, or printing symbols like letters and numbers to convey information. It is helpful because it provides a record of information for reference. Writing is commonly used to share information through books, pamphlets, blogs, letters, memos, and more. Emails and chats are a common form of written communication in the workplace. This type of communication can also be known as a type of verbal communication, as it is conveying information through words. And it is so popular nowadays that the authors of a book can send message through his or her book or even blogs. Fourth type of communication is the visual communication. Visual communication is the act of using photographs, arts, drawings, sketches, charts, and drafts to convey information. Visuals are often used as an aid during presentations to provide helpful context alongside written and/or verbal communication. Because people have different learning styles, visual communication might be more helpful for some to consume ideas and information. Visual communication can also be called as an emotion communication, as an artist would convey this secret message or idea through his or her paintings, pictures, and sketches, basically through art.
Communication has four functions. These are control, emotional expression, motivation, and information. These functions are equally important in conveying clear messages to the receiver and play simultaneously to make the messages more understandable. In communication, control means the power to regulate, direct, and dominate the response of other people. In a formal setting, control comes from any speaker with authority to give instructions or guidelines for the listener to follow. Best example are policemen, teacher, or other authorities. The second function in communication is emotional expression. Take note that in communication, it provides an avenue for expressing our emotion to be understood by the receiver. However, emotions may limit the effectiveness of communication if these are not handled correctly. Thus, the key to effective emotional expression is balance. Example, saying you're sorry about something may be combined with a humble tone and a sincere look in the eyes of the receiver. As you notice, it uses body language to convey the correct meaning of the words. Third function of communication is motivation. Motivation is a power that drives a person to accomplish a desired goal. Through words, one can give motivation. However, words may break someone, hence, they must be used properly. Two must-haves in motivating a person. 1. Willing to communicate, and 2. Skilled at giving feedback, practical recommendations, and suggestions for improvement. Non-verbal cues can also motivate someone. The fourth function of communication is information. Since communication is giving and receiving information, providing and receiving information is the basis for all other three functions of communication. Thus, it is considered the principal function. In giving a correct information, one must always tell the truth, being specific, be brief, avoiding the use of jargons, and being precise. Those are our four functions of communication. Take note, there is not one function in communication that is more important than another. Thus, in order to effectively communicate, one needs to have all four functions.
In conclusion, communication is the greatest importance. First, it is important in sharing out our feelings and emotions. Second, it is important because it is not just a word, but a mixture of tone and body language. And lastly, it is important because once you become a skilled communicator, it will give a positive impact not just in your personal life, but also in your social interactions. So, I hope you learn about our report, and I hope also that you will apply it in your life. Thank you!